So, we're here with Andy Bell from Arran Distillery. Could you just describe your job and what you're doing for the distillery?
Of course I can. So yeah, I'm Andy Bell and my role for the company is as a regional sales manager. I look after sales in most of our northern and eastern European markets. My role also involves travel to my markets, and in doing that, the idea is for me to meet the people who are drinking whisky and to really explain Arran and extol its many virtues to them, telling them about our whisky and really about our island, as well as the people who are living there making the whisky. So it's really as much of a sales as it is about a sort of educational role.
So, and when you describe this, the style of Arran and the specialty of Arran to the people, what would you tell them?
Well, Arran at this point is one of Scotland's few remaining independently owned distilleries. It's also Scottish owned. So really we have an absolute creative control over the whisky we make, even down to the smallest factors. So when I'm talking about Arran and its kind of uniqueness, I'd say the independent nature of the distillery, as well as our island location, being the only distillery on the island for the time being, are certainly unique points.
So you're building a second one, aren't you?
Correct, yeah. We won't be the only distillery on the island for long.
Yeah.
So we're building distillery number 2. Currently, our site at Lochranza is in the very north of the island, right at the top, and we're going to have another site right at the bottom of the island, in the south end. Yeah. So Arran, historically, mid 1700s to early 1800s, had loads of distilleries. So it's kind of harking back now to have more than one whisky producer on the island.
And as far as I know, the southern one will be a peated style.
Yeah, that's again something that we're looking at to make it even a sort of more stereotypically island style. When Arran started in 1995, we were absolutely atypical for an island whisky. Everyone was expecting a kind of Skye style or a Mull style or a peated whisky, but the guy who started our distillery, Harold Curry, had spent his years working in Speyside distilleries. So actually what he did was create an atypical island whisky. But right enough, the new distillery on the south of Ireland will be heavily peated spirit.
How would you describe the house style of Arran?
The house style of Arran is currently at Lochranza a very fruity whisky. It has a lot of apples, orchard fruits, pears. It's got a bit of citrus about it as well. It's quite an oily whisky, so it's got a good heavy mouthfeel pretty much all the way across the range. Very full-bodied at times as well. So yeah, it's pretty atypical for an island.
You talked about a lot of distilleries on the island, and I think that your Illicit Still series is something like greetings to them.
Kind of, yeah. I suppose Arran, as an island, it made its reputation as a whisky-making place, and not really through legal distillation. It was the illegal and illicit spirit that made its way to the pubs of Glasgow and Edinburgh and even farther north that really gained Arran's reputation as a quality whisky-making place. So we kind of owe a little bit of a debt of gratitude to that history, so Smugglers sees as an idea to hark back to those times.
So coming back to the Illicit Still series, were you caught by surprise by the success of this?
No.
You were expecting it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, especially when you have a distillery that has some island history as exciting as Arran does in terms of whisky production, and you put that together with spirit and whisky from what is one of the most dynamic and forward-thinking distilleries around today, as well as something exciting and that looks as good as it does, it's a recipe for success. So no, we weren't surprised by the demand, especially off the back of the Devil's Punch Bowl series, which did brilliantly well as well.
I always call it's the most undrunk whiskey in the world.
It's the what?
The most undrunk whiskey in the world, because people are keeping it at home.
Seems like a bit of a shame, doesn't it?
It is, because they're very good. I know the first one at least. I haven't tasted the second.
Oh, we're going to open a bottle of the second one tonight, so maybe you taste it.
So, but you have a pretty large core range, don't you?
Maybe at one time. Not in truth, not so much anymore. We do a 10-year-old, a 14-year-old, and an 18-year-old. That's truly the core range. We did have a 12-year-old cask strength at one time,
don't have anymore?
No, we've done our last batch of that because now we're looking ahead to what we're going to want to supply people in the future. And if we keep bottling 10, 12, 14 and 18, quite frankly it's too many, and we're actually eating stock that would eventually become older. It seems obvious, but if our core range excuse me, really needs to be 10, 14, 18, and to do that we had to lose the 12-year-old. We still do offer a cask strength whisky in our quarter cask though, the Bothy.
Yeah.
So yeah, really the core range is our age statements.
And what about this beautiful single cask bottlings you did, the bourbon casks and the sherry cask? Will they come again?
Possibly. For the time being, we do bottle quite a lot of single casks for our worldwide markets. So the idea is we don't want to absolutely overwhelm markets with single cask whiskies. So I suppose at some point in the future maybe we'll release more regular single casks, but really to do market specific ones allows us a bit more interaction with our audience in those places, and they can choose what they're getting rather than us dictating. So it's actually more personal for us to do it that way.
Well, then, Andy, thanks for joining in.
No problem.
And have a nice day in Vienna. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.